What's going on? All my semen retention brothers out there, worldwide. Day 105. Somebody out there may be asking, well, what's it like? And believe me, I understand because I know that sexual life force energy is the strongest energy on planet Earth. It's the biggest, largest motivating factor in humanity. The drive to for a man and a woman to come together sexually and for you to release your power, your energy, your sperm. Sperm is very, very important. In fact, without sperm, none of us would be. YouTube wouldn't be. Cameras wouldn't be. The act of making videos would not be because those things were created by human beings. And human beings are created through sperm. Okay? Sperm is so powerful. Now, you guys don't have to believe me, right? And I'm not telling you to believe me. What I actually would encourage is for you guys to go on this journey for yourself, right? Don't ever put your fate in the hands of another man, okay? Because men can make mistakes. Although, a lot of the times, even when you're trying to be honest, you can still make mistakes because we're human beings. And human beings are not perfect. But when you go on semen retention, the longer your streak is, you will become more settled. But see, this can't be no accidental thing. You have to be intentional when you're on semen retention. If you're not intentional, you're just going to be somebody who's horny as all get out, saving your energy literally for nothing at all because you're not going to do anything with it. You have to redirect your sexual life force energy. And when you do that, it will improve you in so many ways. It will improve you mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, but you got to be intentional. You have to be working. I'm going to relate it to this. Somebody who just sits around and takes steroids is not going to do them no good if they're still not working out. Even though you might be on steroids, you still got to lift weights. You still got to do the push-ups and all your other workouts to get the results. Same thing with semen retention. Just because you're not expelling your semen doesn't mean all of a sudden you're just going to become this larger-than-life superhero. No, you have to be putting in the work. Seed retention is a tool, and you got to use that and couple that with other things that you got going on. And that's when you're going to blow. That's when it's going to take off the ground. Whatever you into, whether you're just chiefly trying to become more pure. Sorry, I can't even get my words out. Whether you're just trying to become more pure, semen retention is a great way to do that. Because if you're on semen retention, that means you are fighting against a lot of sexual urges. Because we've been trained to think that when I just get filled with so much sexual life force energy, I get such a hard on, I get so hard, my body's ready to go, ready to release. Even though we know a lot of times the method of release that we choose is not a righteous method, okay? Whether you're beating your meat, choking your chicken, watching prawn, whether you're being a whoremonger, trying to knock down every woman that you come across, there's so many ways. And there's so many temptations, especially these days. All the TV shows, all the movies, all of the songs on the radio, everything is about clapping cheeks, getting you to release, which is draining you and making you weak spiritually, making you weak physically, emotionally. A couple of days ago, about 2 weeks ago in DC, brother got shot 13 times by the police. Now, a lot of people in DC, right? I'm born in DC myself, right? A lot of people in DC out there in Southeast and other parts too, they came out there and they're protesting for the police shooting, right? But one thing I understand, I'm not saying that the police was right for killing this brother, but here's one thing I understand. In the so-called black community, as men, we're not thinking properly because all we do is release our seed. I'm telling you, Negroes in Washington, D.C., they're releasing their seed every day, all day, and twice on Sundays. A lot of people release their seed 2 and 3 times a day, every day, or more than that if they can. And I know that that's a big problem here in the DMV. That's one of the reasons I talked about it before on this channel. One of the reasons why there's so much gun violence in the area is because men in this area, in the DMV, and in the DMV, the D stands for DC, brothers in DC are constantly busting nuts round the clock. And everybody walking around with guns, it ain't helping. Because that creates mental instability. When your brain doesn't have enough semen inside of it, enough semen in your body, it's going to create a mental malfunction. And you're going to be all over the place, like the so-called black community. Most of the times, the police do be wrong when they be killing us and doing these things. But sometimes, because we're so mentally unstable as a people, and a good deal to do with that is because of the constant releasing of semen, a lot of the times because we're constantly releasing, we don't properly analyze the situation and we run off of emotions because when you're constantly releasing your seed, your emotions are going to be all over the place. It creates instability, physical instability and emotional instability, right? And when you're on semen retention, you're going to be aware of your surroundings, physically and spiritually. That's why a lot of times y'all see me make videos, I might be looking around and stuff if I'm outdoors. You got to be aware of your surroundings. I live in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. It's a lot of wicked Negroes out here, a lot of wicked everything out here. That's why you constantly see me looking around, making sure I'm aware of my surroundings. Semen retention it'll make you more aware, but you got to be on purpose with it. You got to be intentional with it. It's not just going to fall in your lap. You got to put the work in. And one thing that I want to encourage all you so-called Negroes out there going on semen retention, that's going to give your brain a chance to open up and grow if you're intentional with it. Let me give you a little help. If you're a so-called Negro out there and you're going on semen retention, because that's obviously not an easy task, and you're clearly on a mission. If you're embarking on semen retention, whether you're on it right now, whether you see this video, then you decide to go on it, you're on a mission. And let me let you know something. If you are a so-called Negro, you're not black, okay? Eye-opening video. You are actually an Israelite. You are the physical people in the Bible that the Bible's talking about. The Hebrews, the Israelites, that's you. You so-called Negroes, you so-called black people, okay? And maybe one day, if you guys want me to go further into that, maybe I will. But this channel is not a Bible channel or a religious channel. Although I do have a channel where I talk about Bible-related topics a lot, like the majority. And if any of you guys want that, let me know in the comment section. I'll get at you with that if you want to, if you want the link to that channel. But on this channel right here, it's all about sexual life force energy. And I know that's one of the biggest kept secrets on planet Earth, that the so-called Negro who went into slavery in all places, in all countries, that's you. You're the biblical Israelites. Hopefully somebody sees this video and this either reinforces what you already knew, or hopefully it enlightens you further. Because semen retention, it is a tool that will help enlighten you. And obviously, since you on semen retention, or at least you're thinking about getting on semen retention, you're headed in the right direction. Seems like you're trying to figure this thing out. And And remember, I told you guys when you go on semen retention, it's going to make you a lot more aware of things that are going on physically, spiritually. Okay? There's been a lack of masculinity in America. And because of that, painful reality, you guys, America has been invaded. And it's been invaded by illegal aliens. Whether you know it or not, okay? You're dealing with spiritual wickedness in high places, you guys, higher than many people could ever even imagine. Start talking about certain topics like the government and how wicked they are and how corrupt they are, and I can't believe they would do this. I'm here to let you know, you guys. See, you came to this channel. This is the channel. Semen retention is about elevating yourself up. It's about building yourself up. So when you come over here, who knows what we might branch off and start talking about, okay? Who knows where that rabbit hole of semen retention might lead us to? But there's been a lack of masculinity in America and a lack of integrity and honesty, a lot of low vibrational activity. So because of that, the place has literally been invaded with illegal alien invaders. And you guys going to, for those who will be allowed to survive, maybe 20, 30 years down the line, books will be written about this time and how this was the most sneakiest, craftiest invasion takeover of all times. Once it all plays out, a lot of people don't have the eyes to see it. And I'm seeing it not because I'm so smart, but because number one, I worship the Most High and Him only. I don't engage in any kind of idolatry. I don't engage in any kind of praise or admiration for other deities. All of my love, all of my admiration, all of my thoughts, all of my praise goes to the Most High and Him only. And I'm on semen retention on top of that, okay? So the Most High has endowed me with the sight to see. The place has been literally invaded. And you guys don't even know. You're looking for some kind of big explosion. Trust me, that'll come at some time because a lot of people need to see a big bang to know something is going on. But if you got sight, if you got sight beyond sight, like Lionel used to say on the Thundercats, you know what time it is. And that sight beyond sight only comes from one place, the Most High in Him only. Nobody else. And when I say nobody, I mean nobody. I don't care whatever name you can think of. If it ain't the Most High God in Him alone, you're worshiping another God. And the time is now. The vibration of the earth is changing. It's raising. The truth is coming to the forefront. Even though a lot of people are going to buck up against this truth, it doesn't matter. The truth can't be stopped. And the truth is, this place has been thoroughly infiltrated from the government on down to the local neighborhoods, okay? And for those of you who don't know what I mean, trust me, at some point, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Get your head out of the sand and start dealing with reality, okay? You need to go on semen retention if you're not already. You need to start gathering your thoughts, gather yourself, take a look around you, take a look around your neighborhood, take a look around the world and see what's going on out here. You need to be strong in these times. You need to be masculine in these times. Stop wasting your seed, okay? Start using your seed for something other than a source of pleasure. And start using your seed to build up your brain power, to build up your thoughts, to build up your energy and vitality, okay? To build up your purity. You want to try to be pure as you possibly can. No matter who you've been up until this point, it's never too late to make a change. Never too late to make a change. You can turn this around right now. In fact, I'm making this video because I hope you turn it around right now. Day 105, semen retention. It keeps getting better. You keep getting stronger. The longer you practice any kind of discipline, it's only going to help you in the end. Signing off right now. Peace, brothers from around the world.